So, hello. We are here with Martina Galletti for the last interview from our language team. And Martina is another researcher from the language team of the Sony CSL Paris. And I'm going to ask you to describe your role in the lab and what are your main fields of research.
So in the language team, I'm a research assistant and I work on semantic analysis of text in different corpora.
Okay, and so we are here with a new project, and I ask you to tell something about the project and in the details.
So despite enormous progress, artificial intelligence systems still struggle with two major things, meaning and understanding. And this is particularly important if we want to understand the different narratives that are created around the same event. So in this bigger framework, these installations want to understand cause and effect, want to extract and identify the cause-effect relationship in text around the same event. So for example, we can see here in the interface, there is a text area where we can type a text or we can choose between the sentences that are already provided in the text. So we click on the text, we click on the extract, and then the system identifies the cause and the effect and the triggering element, because in this case the cause relationship was explicit, but if it was implicit, then there was no triggering element. We did this in the framework of inequality, because especially like in domain important from a social point of view, it's important to understand the different narratives that are created around these topics, but it's not only related to that.
Okay, so you are saying that we could use this tool also in other domains which differ from inequality.
Yes, so the tool extracts cause-effect relationships in text. It's available in Italian, but also English and French. So it's not only related to inequality. We used to study the origins of inequality in our societies by comparing, for example, the origins found in social media posts compared to the causes that Piketty or other experts in the sector identified for inequality, but it could be applied to other domains as long that the cause and effect relationship are relevant.
Okay, so it seems to me that this is very important, this last point. So that's why I would like to ask you, and why it is important for our lives.
It's important because especially when there is this misspread of misinformation and fake news, sometimes it's important to veiculate the right narrative or to identify the right cause and the right effect for a certain event. So tools like this could help policymakers and authorities to understand what the general public thinks, what the general public thinks is the cause for a particular event, and whether this is relevant or it's something completely irrelevant to what the expert actually in the sector says.
That's why that's because the way we talk about something actually has an effect on policymaker, right? On the
Yes, exactly. And different narratives, completely different narratives can be created around the same event. And this can be sometimes a problem.
Okay, thank you. And before we were talking with Remy, which is the principal investigator of your team, and I would like to ask you how is the job inside the lab and inside the language team?
So it's a really nice environment because it's at the crossing roads of research and industry. So it has to do with research, so PhD and thesis, but also with patents and more application related softwares. So it's a really exciting and interesting environment to work in. We are a small team, but it's going to grow.
Yeah, a small team for big things. Okay, and it happens that you collaborate with the other teams for projects.
Yes, and in the next interview, you are going to see that. For example, the creativity team has some system that relate to our project, and also what you saw just before, the poesy studio that Michael showed. It is relevant also for the music team.
Okay, thank you, Martina. I really appreciate your interview, and it was a pleasure for me. And so now we will stop with the first round of interview, and we will start again at 4:30 till 5:30 in the afternoon, and we will know some interesting things about the cities of the future. But before, don't forget to follow the panel about smart cities at 3 p.m. Thank you.